Well, finishing up the first season of the old Star Trek cartoon, the animated series, finish up the first season, and so the review of that final episode will be out shortly, sometime soon, probably over the weekend, whatever. And I was a bit bummed out because I wasn't feeling well this weekend, and I've been on other people's shows and stuff, but I was just faking it. As soon as I left, I was like, oh. And stuff like that. But well, I don't know what's going on. Really don't. So I have little moments where I can sit down and tape something, and this is one of those. But as I was finishing up with the Star Trek cartoon, oh, lo and behold, what did I stumble upon? Well, the first episode of the second season of Picard. I didn't even know. I guess maybe it just did. I don't know if it was a couple of days ago or just recently, but whatever. So I went ahead and clicked that on and watched the first episode. So, of course, you can't really judge a series by a first episode. The problem with this series is that its first season completely decimated and destroyed the character of Jean-Luc Picard. So and literally, he's dead. Everybody knows this. I don't know what you're going to argue here. This is the adventures of his android clone, made to look exactly as he did at the point of his death. And it says, oh, no, don't. They uploaded his brain into... No, he can't really... They can copy it, apparently. But whoever Jean-Luc Picard was, well, he's gone. And really, you just got to conclude that that wasn't even the real Picard. That's just some alternate universe reality version of him, because the whole story and everything and his love for Data just doesn't add up to the actual portrayal of Picard. Certainly not in the series, and not even in the movies. So anyway, whatever. I think someone posited the theory that there's 3 Picards. There's the TV series one, the movie one, which is an action hero, and then this poor pathetic guy. Yeah. I assume it's probably all just some weird fantasy due to his, cerebral ailment, some sort of futuristic space age version of Alzheimer's disease, that appeared to be the idea of his ultimate fate, which the show, touched upon, but maybe he just succumbed to it, and this is all just his delusions. As he sits on the floor in some sanitarium. Whatever. So the first episode is called Stargazer, because they show us the latest ship to bear that name, commanded by Rios from the previous season, who's a guy who has, I think, what it takes. Had they done an actual decent Star Trek series, this guy could have been the captain of a new. They could have called it Stargazer. That could have been the whole thing. And some, future point in time beyond the Next Generation era, and you'd have a new crew and everything. And this guy, I think, has the qualities to be a leading man for a show to carry it and everything. But too bad, never going to get the chance for that. They dropped the ball so many times with secret hideouts, Star Trek endeavors. Yeah. So anyway, the android Picard is living in Picard's house and just relaxing. And his Romulan maid that we met last time, her name's Laris, I believe. Well, she busts a move on him, because her husband's been dead a year now. And, hey, she's ready to move on. So she busts a move on Picard. And at first it seems like he's like, well, all right. But then he panics and doesn't do it. And she's like, oh. So, yeah, that's that. And then it's the conversation of, why do you want to be alone? And all that. So that's the first conversation. Then he has the same conversation again with what's her name, Raffi, I think. She's back in Starfleet, everything's great, and she's going off with the Romulan elf lord guy, Elron, whatever it is. They're going off on a ship together, and Picard sees them off. But before they leave, she gives him the same talk. So it's the second woman. Why are you alone? And and all that stuff. Even though this isn't the Picard she's known, this is just the robot copy of it. But still, she's concerned, and she gives him the same dialogue. Now, she doesn't bust a move on him because we've already established she's a lesbian and in love with Seven of Nine, who is now also magically a lesbian. But she's off on her own having adventures and stuff. She's one of the Space Rangers or whatever the hell it is. And she's got Rios's old ship. See? So, that's where she is anyway. So then the third iteration of this same conversation, this CW dialogue, takes place between Picard and Guinan. So we get the guest spot of Guinan, just as immortal and youthful as it. No, I don't know why they didn't do any CGI or something. But maybe it's not really immortality, just a really long lifespan, and the years are catching up. I don't know. So he goes and talks to her, and to have the same conversation he just had with Raffi and his Romulan maid. And, why do you want to be alone? He doesn't call up Beverly, who would be the most obvious woman for him to connect with. Yeah, but this isn't really Picard, so it doesn't matter. Even if it wasn't an android, it still wouldn't be Picard. So anyway, Rios and his ship, and he's still with the crazy scientist girl from the last season who pukes all the time. And Data's daughter, she's just briefly there. I don't know, she's a fashion model or something now. But anyway, she beams aboard Rios' Stargazer ship, and he's basically just to sit around with a cigar in his mouth that he never lights for some reason. And they encounter an anomaly. Yes, another anomaly. But boy, it's a tear in space-time reality, and it's green. I wonder who that could be. And they're sending a message of requesting help, and they're trying to figure it out. They can't quite decipher it, and finally they do, and the message is, "Help us, Picard." Whoa. And boy, I can't... Damn it, if I could just put my finger on it. It's the voice sounds familiar. I wonder what it could be. So anyway, the message gets back to Picard. Hey, we need you to the ship out again because some strange anomaly is calling for you. Oh, well, I'll be right over. And so he is. And they're over there. And then 7 and 9 shows up too. And Rios is like, hey, what did you do to my ship? Like Han Solo does to Lando. Yeah, same thing. And so she beams aboard, and she's going on about all this anti-Borg bigotry and everyone hateful because the new Starfleet ships all have Borg technology in them now, and which is, boy, that's really stupid, isn't it? So can you guess who the mysterious entity behind the tear in time and space was that was all green and glowy? That's right, it's the Borg. And so the Borg Queen shows up and beams aboard the bridge of the Stargazer, and Picard's like stumbling around like Joe Biden, And she's in at this point she's in a black robe with a helmet on. So, and one of the crew members, well, that's new. And but later on I've seen some scenes and photos of she'll look like the Borg Queen always looked. And later on as the series progresses. So anyway, but she was just wanting to dress up for the occasion, I guess. So then her Dr. Octopus arms come out and connects with the ship and starts taking it over. Oh my God, didn't see that coming. Yeah, so then they're all trying to shoot it down, but the phasers don't work. And Rios is telling them, stop firing. They keep firing, so I guess they just don't listen to their captain. Other Federation ships have shown up, and now they're in trouble because the ships are all made out of Borg technology, so it's very easy for the Borg to connect and take them over. So then, the last minute, Picard initiates the auto-destruct sequence, which for some reason he has, even though it's not his ship, and he's been in retirement, but I don't know, it worked. And the ship blows up, and then he wakes up back in his house where he encounters Q. And they did do what I thought they would with Q. They CGI de-aged him so that he looked like he did from the show. But then he comments on Picard, "Oh, look how old you've come. Here, let me catch up." And so he turns himself into an older version of himself. Because he's Q, you know, he's got the power of God and all that. So, there you go. That's it. I don't know. It's just the first episode. If there was something really good coming, this wouldn't really matter all that much. It's just the stupid repetition of scenes for Picard because they don't have a lot of material. So they stretch and stretch and stretch out the episode. Same old rinse, lather, repeat tricks they do. You have stuff about, like I said, 7 and 9 complaining about anti-Borg sentiments because she is Borg. As soon as they realize it's the Borg, she's like, "Kill him, get him out of here." It's like, well, which is it? Well, what are you going to do? Well, not watch it, I guess. Yeah, that's probably for the best. Because, you know where the plot's going, because they've already revealed it. They travel back in time to fix what Q did. Because when the Picard woke up in his place, everything's different. There's some weird solar shield protecting the Earth, because I guess they screwed up the inside of it. Yeah. And he doesn't have his Romulan maid anymore. He has some bald android. Which, I don't know, maybe that's what he wants since he's an android too now. And then, of course, Q shows up and, oh, there's a painting of Picard, but the uniform looks all different. So, basically, alt-right people took over the Earth in the past, and so now it's basically the Empire. There's nothing really new or interesting here. It's just Q doing some shenanigans because the trial never ends or some crap, and so they got to go back in time to make right what once went wrong. Yeah, but the real reason is because they can't afford to do any outer space and alien stuff that much. You can look at STD and see what that results in: just a bunch of green screen scenes shot, and they talk about their feelings. That's what that show does. So here they can shoot on the streets of Los Angeles and have car chases and stuff like that and get into all kinds of humorous hijinks. And that's what they'll do because it's cheaper that way. So that's that. Any hope that Q would just snap it all away? I don't think so. Would be nice, but no. Anyway, there you go. Stargazer.